Helen, we'd like to hear more from you on your international perspective, lessons learned, and what we should be doing moving forward to help this
Yeah,
work.
okay, good. It seems to me that if you want to have an influencing strategy on, I don't know anything about America, but European politicians, the Rabbi massacre is emblematic, but the claim for justice against the regime on behalf of those people is essentially a legal process. And I think that politicians in Britain, and I would think this might be true in France and Spain as well, will be more interested in what they can do to stop human rights abuses now, to get people out of prison, to reduce the number of people being subject to the death sentence, and so forth. So I think what I noticed when I was in Parliament was that that regimes which are repressive, the one thing they hate is publicity for what's going on. They can't abide it. So what we should be aiming to do is finding those parliamentarians who are concerned about human rights and getting them to raise these matters in Parliament, not just the backward-looking ones, but the current and forward-looking ones. And I know who that would be in London, and I can explain that to the office after the meeting, who we should approach to get meetings and so forth. But I would have thought that that might be possible in Paris and Spain as well. And the other thing I think is worth exploring, I know this isn't the biggest human rights problem in Egypt, but it is a lobby in Europe, and that's the oppression of the Coptic Church. Because you will find a lot of Christian groups will want to stand up for the Copts. And as I said, I don't think that's the biggest problem, but it's a route in with a group of people to get them to understand the bigger picture. So those would be my two sorts of suggestion as to what to do. So, I mean, I guess, in London, one would write to the Archbishop of Canterbury. In Rome, you must have people in Rome to get in touch with the Vatican. I think that's well worth doing.